Oh, police! Come to the door! You come to no harm! Shots fired!
Crime never sleeps.
Why touching
But neither do the cops.
Police with the door!
Battling on the front line
He's in the back garden.
are Nottinghamshire's finest. Highly trained pursuit drivers
Contact.
Oh, God.
Vehicle failing to stop.
specialists in entry and search,
There's a firearm.
rapid response firearms officers,
Do not move! Police with the dog! Get down on the floor!
and the crime-stopping force
Get him off me! Get him off me!
of the dog unit.
Stop struggling!
Wherever the battle takes them,
Calm,
they'll never back down.
calm down!
Because cometh the hour,
Get down on the floor.
cometh the Interceptors.
Oi, you can get up.
It's a good day at the office.
Coming up,
People with machetes fighting, is what we've been told.
when they pull a knife,
Passenger, look at me. Do exactly as I say. Walk towards me.
we pull a gun.
Who's got a knife in here?
The hunt for one of Not's most wanted.
Stop there! Stand still! Stand still! Now, put your hands on the railing! Put your hands on the railing! Put your hands!
And the sweet sound of the Interceptors' dawn chorus.
Please! Please! Send me out! Please!
Occasionally, Interceptors enjoy an uneventful shift. But not today.
Yes, have it.
Duty police officer has had a sighting of a chap wanted male who's wanted for some quite serious offences. So just dispatching us all to the area.
He's linked to quite a few serious assaults. I think he's wanted ×3 of causing grievous bodily harm.
Rob and Spence aren't the only ones on the hunt. Interceptors are out in force, looking for the notorious suspect.
Yeah, received.
Very such.
Yes, sir.
NH, what was the clothing description, please?
But the trail's gone cold.
LNH from Oscar Foxtrot 58.
And suddenly,
Police emergency.
it's all change.
Hiya, I'm on Failsworth Close in Clifton. There's something going on outside. They're bricking windows, they've got knives and everything.
We've got knives.
Yeah, there's someone with a big knife, they've got a sword, I think it's a machete. Someone's just bricked the windows and now they're chasing him in the car. Quite scary.
So it's coming with people with knives and swords and the windows going in.
All 4 cars and Oscar Deltas, can you start travelling that way, please?
It's a nailed-on firearms job.
Needs to swap drivers.
And as operational firearms commander, Lee will call the shots from the passenger seat, while Paul gets to grips with his driving setup.
Oh my God, how am I supposed to drive this?
Really fast.
OC on this channel.
Operational commander is in place.
Can I just ask someone point to point the dogs and ask them to come onto this channel, please?
Yeah, no worries.
Dog handler Jen Else is en route.
22, state 6 in the area, please. Give us an updated description.
Thank you.
As our fellow firearms cops, including Lisa DeSantis and Lewis Marshall.
Yeah, we're just Wallertons from in by the ring road.
And the OC arrives on scene to find his team armed and in position.
Alright.
But there's no sign of men with machetes.
Yeah, there's no one out on the street at all at the moment. There is damage at one of the addresses.
Intel describes 3 men, one with a machete
All right.
Two of them fled in a Ford C-Max.
Lee, it's that. State zero, everyone down here, please.
Grey C-Max, 1 o'clock.
One of you get in your car.
Stay there. Somebody get us car. Right, just keep your hands where we can see him. Right, keep your hands where we can see him.
Two occupants are in the crosshairs of multiple assault rifles.
Him on the right, who had the knife.
This is my house.
Right, keep your hands where we can see him.
Yeah.
We've had... Somebody's been said as having a knife here, right?
I live here.
Right, come round the front of the car.
Look at me. Do exactly as I say. Yes.
Who's got a knife in here?
Sorry?
It's one of you two got a knife.
It's in the car.
Listen to me. Not in his. Now.
I know, but we'll sort it.
Face down.
Faced with this firepower, the man who allegedly had the machete takes the sensible option.
Just stand by. We're just securing these two males and making sure the car's clear.
Suspects secure, Paul and Lee check the Ford and find not one blade, but two.
Yeah, there's two. There's a knife and a machete.
It's a nice one.
And a baseball bat. It even says bat on it, just in case you're in any doubt. It's a bit unclear what everyone's roles are at the minute.
The occupants claim that they were the victims of an attack, and the weapons were used to defend against a man with a sledgehammer.
They allege they've been a victim of something, but obviously they've been wandering down the road brandishing knives.
Blades like these are never okay for self-defence.
Two have been arrested for the possession of the weapons.
But the man alleged to have attacked them is not someone to take lightly.
The report is that he's the named offender.
Looks like this may be the work of the Interceptors most wanted.
The report is that he's walked off, and I've given them a direction that he's walked off in.
Their notorious suspect is at large, reportedly armed and intoxicated.
That he's either got a sledgehammer or a baseball bat of some description that's caused the damage to that vehicle.
Right, keep your hands where we can see him.
The firearms squad has been called to a street battle between armed men.
Who's got a knife in here?
Two suspects have been arrested, including a passenger alleged to have had a machete.
And that machete was under the passenger seat.
The men claim they were victims of an attack from the Interceptors most wanted.
And the report is that he's either got a sledgehammer or a baseball bat of some description that's caused the damage to that vehicle.
The race is on to find him.
So at the moment, 3 cars and the dogs are out looking for him.
Armed response vehicles and dog units comb the area. They've been after this man for months.
He's known for violence and stuff, exactly the sort of thing.
But time after time, he slips the net.
He'll be laying low, won't he?
Yeah. This morning
No.
is no exception. It's mid-afternoon.
It's a bit warm. It is.
No sooner than Rob and Ian leave the nick, they're blue lighting it to chaos in Clifton.
We've had a report that one of our usual suspects for vehicle theft and burglary and various other things appears to be going on a bit of a drug-fueled rampage at the moment.
It's the man they've been after all day.
We do really need to try and catch him before he commits a load more offences.
The suspect's been spotted in a white van, which brings its own challenges.
We've had several quite high-speed pursuits with him. He's not adverse to taking quite big risks. Really like to try and catch him on foot if we can.
They approach the area of the last sighting.
That's the van. It's parked up, unattended. I'm just going to try and get, just got to spin round, having a look, try and get a door number.
They're relying on their suspect drawing attention to himself.
What tends to happen is it's probably not very long before he commits another crime.
Stand by.
But the search stops.
Police emergency, what's the emergency?
For a 999 from a pub a mile away.
A young man walked in. He's absolutely wired off his head. He's an absolute Fruit Loop.
It's their wanted man.
Oh, here we go. He's at the Crusader pub.
Zulu 5 towards.
He's kicking off at the Crusader.
He's trying to pick a fight.
Reportedly terrorising staff and customers.
He's just walking around trying to intimidate people. Yeah.
Literally the roundabout at the end of here, mate.
And he's one of those fellas that's either going to kill somebody or get killed in.
Yeah.
He's a dangerous man.
It's a 1-minute drive for mortals.
From Zulu 5, can we just confirm the offences from the original job?
Rob does it in 30 seconds flat. But they may be too late again.
He's run out. He's hopping over the fence.
Front fence?
Yeah.
There he is. There he is.
Stop there! Stand still, stand still. Right, put your hands on that railing now. Put your hands on the railing.
Tasers drawn.
Put your hands on the railing now! Put your hands on the railing. Put your hands on the railing.
Get your hands on the railing. Do as you're told.
He's keeping a hand free for his ciggy.
Get your hands behind your back. What are you doing? Get your hands behind your back.
What are you doing?
But complies at last.
Tell you to do as you're told.
I don't know.
And he's nicked.
I don't know. Listen, so why are you doing that?
Get him out of the way.
Go do the honours.
For what?
Let's get him out of the way and then, yeah, go this cleared up.
Mate, you've been arrested. We'll tell you what for in a minute.
Go on, man. What am I doing?
I'll tell you, mate.
The suspect protests his innocence.
What have I done wrong? I've not done it wrong.
Well,
You want us to nick him so you can
I've
stay
not
out?
done it
You can do, mate, yeah. If you can take him down in this, you
What
happy?
have I done wrong?
You're alleged to have caused quite a bit of criminal damage earlier on today. Yeah, and then I think there's some suggesting you've been in possession of offensive weapons as well.
Listen, that's a joke, mate. So take me to the police station. Well, let's go.
As you wish.
Oh well, result in the end. Got him. We've got him.
We are very happy to have gotten him out of the way. Once he's high on drugs and you know, he's had a drink, he just won't stop. He'll be causing problems all over Clifton.
The reports we've got going off from the pub, it's exactly what he's gone and done again. Come in here, thinks he can jump over the bar and do what he wants, intimidates and frightens the landlady, and then some brave member of the public in the pub has tried to stop him from doing that, drag him back over the bar, at which he threatened to slash her throat. Just goes to show just how dangerous he is. So I'm exceptionally happy that this person's off the streets. Cracking result.
The driver of the car with 2 blades was found not guilty of any offence, while the passenger was convicted for possession of a knife, machete and a baseball bat. He got a 4-month suspended sentence. The notorious suspect, arrested outside the pub, was convicted for criminal damage, possession of Class A drugs and threatening behaviour. He received 20 weeks at Her Majesty's pleasure.
We're going to take you for a search under the Misuse of Drugs Act, all right?
Nicking drug dealers is about being in the right place at the right time.
Right, you're under arrest, mate, in connection to supplying a controlled drug. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it pays to know where they operate.
There's a woman on a bike waiting. With a phone out, maybe waiting to score, we just don't know. We're trying to keep tabs on her.
Gav Hall and Dan Mottishaw have spotted a suspicious cyclist in a known drugs hotspot.
You can have one.
Dan sneaks closer to keep eyes on the suspect, while Gav calls for backup from the next street.
If it's possible, we can have one unit road and then one unit to go a bit further down.
An Audi's pulled up and the cyclist has jumped inside.
10-4.
Mate, I'll just have to get behind it then. If everyone is in agreement, I'll just shut it off.
They need to cut off the Audi's escape route.
She's in the car. She's just getting out of the car now. So, on the quick, please, everybody. The user's walking away. The car's about to move off.
It smells like a drug deal.
She's scored. Somebody grab her, somebody straight to the car.
Wait there. Dan's in two minds.
You've got her. Dan, you stay in front of the car. Stay in front of the car.
But Gav takes charge, marshalling the cavalry.
Right, let's get her secured and let's get him secured.
Just pass me hands for me. Just show me hands, okay?
He has a wedge of cash in his hands.
She's just going to have scored.
He's got cash in his hand, mate. So
Right.
Yeah.
Right, jump out the car for me.
We're strip searching, mate.
1 second, let me jump out then.
Jump out the car, jump out the car.
All right.
He's barely had time to think.
Let me put my handbrake on then.
Right.
But Gav spells it out.
Innit?
You're going to be detained for a search and a strip search.
Okay.
We suspect that you've just supplied controlled drugs to that female.
Okay.
You're detained for a search. You'll get a copy of the search record.
Okay.
And PC, gavel, take hands police station. You understand what's going on?
Okay, yes.
You got anything you shouldn't have, mate?
No.
Nothing at all?
Just that.
Just that?
Yes.
He's offered up 2 phones.
2 phones on him, burner and normal. This is a drug dealing hotspot. That female there we suspect is a Class A drug user. She's been waiting on the street corner. This car's pulled up. She's got in the car. She's only been in it for probably less than a minute. Got out. He's got cash in his hand, 2 phones. We suspect he's probably supplied her with some controlled drugs.
Right, pop over here for me, mate. You all right? Suspected maybe just been a drug deal take place. That's why you've been detained for the moment.
Wait.
Just here. What was all that about with her then?
I know her from...
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, right, okay. Right, so we're going to search you, mate. Nothing on you?
Nothing on me. You didn't need to do them so tight, did you?
They're not tight, mate. You can show me with your hands. Look, I can get loads of fingers in there. They're not tight at all. Right.
That's my credit card.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
why are you just on me like that for?
Got to make sure you don't get away.
Yeah.
I spy an iffy bag.
That's not an officer, mate. What are you grabbing me for?
Don't try and grab me.
Dan's done 11 years on the force, nicked dozens of dealers, and knows something dodgy when he sees it.
What was that?
His pocket.
His pocket.
Wraps of powder.
What is it, Class A?
No.
Just step back a minute.
The suspected dealer's getting irate.
What do you want to step forward?
Oh, we go, man.
Just stay there, mate.
Mate, stand where you are. Don't start moving around.
All right.
Don't start moving.
All right.
Mate, don't
all
start.
right,
Do
all
not
right,
start. Don't start
all
trying
right,
pushing
all
me.
right, all right.
Yeah, you're
Right,
under
sit
arrest,
on the
mate,
floor.
on suspicion of possessing
Okay.
Class A drugs with intent to supply. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you don't mention one question, something which you later allow in court. Anything you do say may be given an evidence. The reason for your arrest is so we can conduct a prompt and effective investigation, all right?
Yeah.
P-Wits. She can come in for a possession and we'll take the phone as well.
The woman on the bike is also getting nicked.
Sitting there just 1 second.
He's got some heroin on him, enough to suggest he's supplying it. It's definitely what's happened. It's a drug deal. He's probably handed her a wrap and it's probably in her underwear right now. We'll find it if it's there.
Back at St Anne's Nick, they review the evidence found on the suspect.
This was the cash that he was holding in his hands, which is probably well, I'd say it's definitely the cash that he's just took off the female in the car and given her some drugs, because I guarantee that she's going to have some drugs on her when they get to custody. And this is the cash that was already in his pocket.
Then there are the multiple wraps of heroin.
These are 20 quid each, then. She's probably just bought 2 big. Look at them.
The woman on the bike is under investigation for possession with intent to supply after suspected Class A's were found on her. The suspected dealer, nicked with a fistful of dollars, is under investigation for possession with intent to supply Class A's. Plus possession of Class B's, following a search of his home address, and drug driving after testing positive for cocaine at the Nick. Still to come. Still to come.
Mate, don't tell me what to do. Come back here.
A stabbed suspect doesn't know what's good for him.
When I put the tourniquet on, it's going to hurt, mate.
What's a tourniquet, man?
And it's Roscoe Foxtrot.
And Rob's no sympathy for a driver with over 41 points to his name.
Please, sir. You take in my car. You take me on the court. You give me penalty. You give
Mate,
me
don't plead with me. If there's one thing that I really can't stomach is people pleading with me.
Get the dog off me.
Police work can sometimes be a brutal and bloody business.
This lad's got a bite to his right arm.
Luckily for the wounded, most interceptors are advanced first aiders.
All right, mate. Stay still for me.
And they always come prepared.
Just going to bandage that up.
It's going to put a bit of pressure on it.
Somebody's been attacked with a baseball bat.
It's mid-afternoon and Interceptors Jim Campin and Dan Machin are on their way to a man who's been struck by a weapon.
There's a male who's been attacked in the street. The male who's been hit is in the middle of the road, unconscious. It is unusual for this time of the day, but then again, it's an area that's often plagued with gang problems, who often squabble with each other, involving weapons, knives.
Dan, like all firearms officers, is a qualified medic trained to tackle critical trauma injuries like stab wounds and catastrophic bleeds.
Attention. Fourth left.
They arrive on scene to find fellow officers already attending to the injured bloke.
Cool.
He's sound there for first aid.
Right. Lock and load.
With the unconscious man in safe hands, Jim and Dan's attention switches to a car that's been pulled over nearby. The occupants have injuries consistent with biting.
Oh, you got stab wounds to your hands, so that'll be a bit good,
A rear passenger with knife wounds is being dealt with by a local officer.
It's a dramatic fight with weapons.
So Jim makes for the driver.
Listen, I need to get something to
Listen, Geese,
boss.
Don't tell me what to do. I'm going to
telling
check
you
your
what to
injuries out.
Yeah, and
okay?
I'm telling you, I need something to
So
cover this.
appreciate that. Okay, I'll check your injuries out,
Why
mate.
would you rather me bleed to death?
He needs to assess the injuries, but the lad's not too happy about it.
What have I just told you? I'm going to check your injuries out.
Like, you've got two options. You've only got one, is to help me, so make sure you do that.
Mate, don't tell me what to do. Come back here.
Jim's also a first aid trained medic. His proudest moment was receiving a bravery award and getting to meet the Prime Minister. But the injured bloke isn't such a fan.
See what you've done there? I got that on camera still. What's your name?
That's fine, mate.
What's your
I've
name?
got everything on
What's
camera
your
as well.
name?
You don't need it.
What's your name? What do you mean I
You don't need it.
Why don't I need your name?
Because I'm trying to
Can I
help
find
you.
your, can I please get your mate's name? Because he squeezed my bad arm.
The gobby lad's been slashed by some kind of blade. Luckily for him, the firearms team's first aid kit includes hemostatic clotting agents, combat dressings and tourniquets.
Geese, I'm going to squeeze your arm.
Why are you squeezing
I'm
my
squeezing your arm because I don't know what the injury is underneath it.
Jim needs to stop the bleeding before examining the wound.
When I put the tourniquet on, it's going to hurt, mate.
What's a tourniquet, man?
So it's going to do what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Because I don't know what your injury is under there. I don't want to remove any pressure and then have a massive bleed on my hands.
It's not that bad.
Dan lends a hand and tries to get to the bottom of what's gone on.
How big was the knife?
I didn't see no knife. I didn't see anything. All I did, I got attacked from behind.
He denies being involved in the earlier fight, but however he got his injury, Jim stopped the blood enough to assess the damage.
You take that off then.
Don't move your elbow.
Oh, shit.
With a gash deep enough to see the elbow bone poking through, the bloke decides it's a good time to get a snap for his socials.
Let me get one snap of it.
Mate,
myself.
mate. We're trying to help you here and you're pissing around with your phone.
I'm not. Who's pissing?
You are. We're trying to sort your wounds out and you're on about getting it on your Facebook. Relax.
There'll be no likes for the lad today, and it's curtains for his coat of many colours.
Oh, is that my jacket?
Yeah, mate.
Yep.
Can't I just take it off?
Nope.
No.
Please, man.
It started, mate.
They're ripping my jacket, man.
It might be all over for his jacket, but at least his arm can be mended.
They don't need stitches, do they?
Yeah, that will need stitches, mate, yeah.
They'll patch him up before a trip to the hospital.
Right, Dan's going to put this on tight.
Go on.
So it's going to hurt you, but it's going to help it, okay?
Yeah, cool.
Finally, the boys get some appreciation.
You lot are better than the ambulance services. You lot are quicker and save me.
And when we got here, you were giving us a load of grief, weren't you? And,
Because
here we are, patching you up.
Bandaged up, it's time to swap his snazzy top
Mate, we've cut this jacket now, right, mate? It's going in the bin.
for a set of bracelets.
So put your hands behind your back now as well, because I'm going to put some handcuffs on you.
Handcuffs?
Yeah.
Ah, why?
Because you've been involved in a fight on a street, mate.
Oh, you lied to me like that.
I have never lied to you.
I said I've been attacked.
He protests his innocence, but both lads are being arrested until the cops can work out what's gone on.
At 3:45, I'm arresting you on suspicion of a fray. I caution you, tell you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
The reason we're arresting you, mate, is so we can gather all the evidence, see any CCTV, sort the statements out,
And then you'll be questioned at the police station, okay?
You can come and take this in.
Both lads are bound for the nick by way of a hospital. It's fair to say that the Interceptors' medical skills have saved them from a far worse fate.
It's a nasty wound, you can still see the bone, bandage on it, and I don't think he was too happy about it, but it stopped him bleeding out.
The driver and passenger were charged with violent disorder and possession of an offensive weapon in a public place. The passenger was also charged with Section 18 GBH. They await their day in court. Interceptors are used to people trying to pull the wool over their eyes.
You're lying.
It's not guess who, you know.
Aren't you?
It's not guess who. It's dead simple.
You're lying.
What?
But yarns usually unravel when they tug a few threads.
You are under arrest on suspicion of burglary.
People will always lie as long as they think they can get away with it. It's very, very rarely we're going to take someone's word for it and go, yeah, fair enough, thanks for that, and leave them to it. We're investigators and we're going to get to the bottom of whatever reason we've come into contact with someone. You've just got to bring your A game when you're at work.
Double crewed cars carry twice the experience, and dynamic duo Rob Ely and Dan Machin have almost 2 decades between them. They're bringing it to bear on a rogue VW spotted nearby.
It's just been a sighting in Radford, a grey Volkswagen Passat. Been passed a bit of information from the day shift to suggest that it's got insurance on it, but it's potentially going to be fraudulent, coming back to an address that doesn't necessarily make sense or exist. So could be something, could be nothing, but we're just going to make its way to there and find out what it is, see if we can catch up with it.
So it's a grey Passat?
Yeah.
Old one?
52, yeah.
A bit like the one over there.
Oh, what's that? On the right, coming past you now.
Oh, what's that?
An agonising 3-point turn later, and it's catch-up time.
It's Gregory Boulevard towards Alfreton Road.
Over near side.
In fact, it's just done a left onto Birkin.
They suspect the driver's seen them and ducked into a side street.
Get away.
Get out of the way, get out of the way.
And despite interference, they're on him.
It's just pulling in on the offside.
The suspect has parked up and dashed into a house.
White t-shirt.
But they've got his number. Knock, knock.
Hello, please. Not you, where's the other lad that's just come in?
Which one?
Someone's just come in here. Hey, mate. Sorry, yeah? Just need to talk to you about your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you've just got out of.
Yeah.
Is it your car?
Yeah.
Just come and have a chat with us then, mate.
First item on the agenda is insurance.
Have you got your insurance documents with you?
Insurance, I have the green one. The green one,
Yep.
duty and tax.
Okay.
Where's your insurance document?
Here.
I'll take them, mate. Let's have a look. Let me have a look.
Rob checks through his documents.
So where are you from?
Romania.
Romania. Do you have your Romanian ID card with you?
And gets some more details on the motor.
When did you buy the car?
Now I buy the car. I go and I buy today the car, and I give me.
When?
Today.
When today?
Today.
Yes, when today?
Well, maybe now, half an hour, 30 minutes.
30 minutes ago.
Half an hour, yeah.
The boys aren't buying it, and it looks like the suspect has forgot to buy something else.
So when did you make the insurance out?
I want to make tonight. They coming somebody to make the insurance tonight.
So you haven't made insurance yet?
No, yet. I have the green.
Right, okay then, mate. It'll be coming with us then if you've not made insurance. We'll be seizing it.
The car's going, and cue the sob story.
Look, sir, I have image children. Look, my mom. I'm working. Only me. I'm working. I'm working.
Right. So what does that matter?
Rob hasn't done 12 years on the force without hearing every excuse in the book. He loves being a copper, but hates one thing with a passion. Liars.
I'm not doing nothing wrong, sir.
Well, you are. You've got insurance.
Let's go and have a sit in our car, and we'll go through some details with you.
Yeah.
Looks like all those crocodile tears have left him thirsty.
Sir, leave me to drink some water, please.
Say again?
Some water, please, me.
I've not got any water for you.
No?
No. Why would I give you my water?
No, for you. My house, water.
We'll only be 5 minutes, then you go in. Okay. You're not going anywhere.
Watergate over, it's down to business.
Do you have a licence?
I have the yellow one, and I want to apply it now for original license. Here in England.
So do you have a UK licence?
Oh, L.
Learner?
L.
He claims to be a learner.
If you're driving and you're only a learner, you need to have somebody with you?
Yeah.
You had nobody with you?
No, sir.
No.
I give you passport, no good?
But he's about to get properly schooled by Rob.
Oh, he's got an expired provisional, is what he's got.
Oh. There you go then.
It says here, record type, expired provisional.
Really?
Yes.
How?
The real story begins to emerge.
That's because you've got a load of points on your licence, haven't you?
Really?
I think what you've done, you've had too many offences, so it's expired because you've totted up, so they've taken your licence off you.
Oh.
You keep driving without insurance, you keep speeding. You've got 15 points.
The whiff of porkies is picking up.
I think you've had that car longer than you're saying.
No, I swear. Look, ask all that people.
I think you're lying.
I'm not lying with nothing.
Exactly what a liar would say.
The car's going, mate.
Oh.
Cue sob story part 2.
Please, sir. Look, you take in my car. You take me on the court. You give me penalty. You give me everything, sir.
Yeah. You're damn right.
Give me one more, mate.
No, mate, don't plead with me. If there's one thing that I really can't stomach is people pleading with me. I've looked at your history. You've been prosecuted for driving without insurance before. I'm not stupid. Don't sit and plead with me and try and give it the whole I've got kids and I work card, because it doesn't wash with me. And you need to take responsibility for your own actions when you go out and do this. End of discussion.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
I want to change to Romania my license, because in Romania I have 26 points, yeah?
In Romania you've got 26 points?
Yeah.
And you've got 15 points here? That's 41 points.
And in this case, points don't mean prizes.
So, because you've been disqualified in the UK,
yeah,
you can't drive on a Romanian licence?
No.
You know you need a licence and insurance.
If you keep doing it, you'll get arrested.
You go to prison.
If you please.
So just stop driving until you're legit, yeah?
We can help with that.
Bye-bye.
By removing temptation.
They see me rolling, they hating.
Sad man was found guilty of driving without a valid licence and no insurance. He was fined a total of £260, given 8 more points, and was banned for 12 months.
From a driver with 41 points over 2 countries.
And he knows he hasn't got a licence, you know, he's done this before, he knows the consequences, and he's just trying to try his luck and, you know, trying to maybe pull at our heartstrings a little bit. The kids are out there and try and make us think otherwise, but You know, it doesn't wash with me. If he makes that choice to go out and drive without a licence and insurance, it faces the consequences. It's simple as that, you know.
The spoils of a dawn raid.
Quantity of white powder, probably cocaine.
Got males masked up on a motorbike.
The terrors of a graveyard shift.
Get on the ground now! Get on the ground!
And a sting in the night. Cops have many ways to stop a menace on the road.
I am behind the vehicle.
There's the T-Pack.
Box on.
Stinger. Or tactical contact. But motorbikes pose a unique problem.
Pull over down here.
Turn it off.
Pull over down here.
They're nippy.
Turn it off, mate.
The vehicle's still failing stops, currently medium risk, and we are right.
Risky to pursue.
He's wearing full protective gear and a helmet.
And they often travel in packs.
Because motorcycles and quads are a lot more manoeuvrable, they're a lot more difficult for us to, in theory, get hold of. They'll congregate more and be in slightly less sphere of what the old Bill can do. But to bust a myth, to say we can't use our stingers to get a result by deflating the tyres of quads and motorcycles is a myth. We do have that tactic available to us.
I'll still have a go at them.
It's Halloween. And though werewolves are thin on the ground, something's haunting the streets of Nottinghamshire.
We've just had a few reports, a large group of off-road motorbikes and quad bikes, thrashing it round all the streets in a massive group, weaving in and out of all the traffic, not sticking to any of the rules, so they're not stopping for red lights.
And there's no shortage of them.
30 to 40, I think, was chucked around at one point. There is a lot of them.
There's possibly a group of them, Carlton Way, Westdale Lane sort of area. Anyone can just do a scout up that way, please.
God, they're getting about, aren't they?
The pack of marauding motorbikes has split into smaller groups that are now terrorising the town.
So they're heading towards Collick Loop Road then, aren't they? Possibly back towards the city.
En route to the centre, there's a sighting.
Zulu 2, we've got 3 motorcycles to the near side pavements, through red lights, not just to follow towards the ice arena.
Yeah. Yeah, received. Can we get anyone Manvers Street plotted with a stinger?
Zulu 2, we're just off Manvers Street. We'll try and find somewhere suitable.
Stinging's all about stealth. They need the perfect spot to lie in wait.
Behind the bus. Might go behind the bus.
And they think they found it.
Can I put the marked car in here?
Yeah.
Put the marked car in there, look. From Zulu 2, we're just trying to set up a stinger site. We can get some hard cover from within the walls of the bus station or even buses themselves that are static.
Armed with a suitcase full of spikes, Paul heads for Manvers Street, while rogue bikers continue giving cops the runaround.
I just had a quad with no VRM, went Little Tennis Street, and there was a little tiny alleyway just wide enough for his quad that he's gone down. I don't know where he comes out.
Take out the tyres of one bike and you send a message to the rest. Get out of Dodge.
Inside of Duffy's roundabout. Offshore junction, through the junction, I'll try and give you a heads up.
They're heading this way.
Just going past Aberdeen Street from the near side.
Stinging a car is tough enough, but bikes swerve much faster. Paul's timing must be bang on.
Are we happy these are good for a sting so I can get them?
Yeah, sure.
It's a go, and here they come. Boom. Direct hit. One of the 4 bikes is stopped by the spikes. Paul stops another.
Off the bike now. Come in here.
Hold on.
As the cavalry rolls in, he faces down the stung suspect.
Calm down, calm down.
What have you done that for?
I've stung your bike.
Why?
Because we're having loads of reports of everyone tagging around the bikes.
Illegal.
You might be legal.
And I was riding perfectly normal.
If normal is antisocial driving alongside 3 other bikes.
Before you start with your excuses, I was offside to offside with you at the roundabout back there when you sped off racing the quad. So don't come with your crap. I went racing no quad, so don't point at me, pal.
Bullshit then, isn't it? If you've been seen, NH Oscar Foxtrot 02.
The other rider also denies having anything to do with the 4 bikes. It was just coincidence they were right in front of him.
What I suggest you do is ring your mates and tell them to get out of town because we're just going to keep doing this all night.
Dude, they're not my friends. I've just tagged along. You're absolutely full of crap. We've just been following you, right? So cut it. Cut it. It's boring. It's boring. I've just told you me.
You pulled over because you've seen me get in. That's why you pulled over.
Listen, gents, I'm not in.
But why are you riding with them then? Why are you riding with them then?
A completely different group of lads.
Mate, I'm not an idiot. Don't treat me like one. You ride around in a group of idiots in town on quads and motorbikes, going through red lights and being antisocial. This is what's going to happen. End of chat. End of chat.
Chat ended. Paul delivers tonight's message to the stung youngster.
Mate, if you know anyone else who's out, ring them and tell them to go home because we're going to be doing this all night, all right?
I don't know anyone else is out. Right.
Well, you've been in a group, haven't you? I'm not saying you do know them.
He says not.
And just tagged on.
No, I've rid up here.
Right.
The quad has come past me, so I don't know how I'm racing
So he's lying, is he, that he's seen you racing it?
I don't know how I'm racing a quad.
Right. OK, well, like I say, if you know them, tell them.
He's now looking for help with his tyre.
Say again?
You've got a pair of pliers?
Have I got a pair of pliers? Not on me, mate, no. Why?
You've got full-on kit.
No, I don't carry pliers, I carry guns and bullets. What do you want pliers for?
Pull that spike out my tyre.
But he's going the wrong way to get the cops on side.
Just knock it off for a minute while I do this, so you can hear me.
You've got a pair of pliers?
Hey? Why, is it not turned off? There you go, turned off.
You've got a pair of pliers?
No.
Hello?
But he's got one of these.
You're going to be issued with what's called a Section 59 for antisocial.
For what?
The manner of driving that's been described to me like that.
A Section 59 lasts for 1 year. 1 more within 12 months, and his bike will be seized.
It's issued to you and your bike.
No, he's not.
And if the bike's caught in similar circumstances or you are, which we think is under a similar manner again, the vehicle you're in at the time will be seized, or if somebody else is riding your bike, it'll be seized. All right.
Got an operational order.
Not really.
Well,
he's not taking it quietly.
You're a plum.
Good one.
Yeah. The bald-headed mate here is a plum and all.
Plum, is he? He's a bald plum.
All of you are plums.
Plums with a book of Section 59s.
Winner.
Yeah, winner. Chicken dinner. Plum. Proper plum.
Yeah?
Both of you.
Big lad, aren't you?
Big lad, yeah. Bigger than you, mate.
Yeah.
Jim's an operational firearms commander who was commended for bravery after fighting off a man with a loaded gun.
Yeah.
He's not about to be ruffled by Professor Plum.
Plum.
Oh well. Well, get out of the city once you get out of my hair.
Yeah, you ain't got no hair.
And you ain't got no air.
Don't let your bike block the road or anything.
Well, he was an absolute beaut. You plum.
You plum.
Professor Plum limped home on his stung tyre. His Section 59 means he must be on his best behaviour for 12 months if he wants to keep his bike. While this sends a message to other bikers that cops won't tolerate antisocial driving. The clearest statement from Sting and the police since Message in a Bottle.
I did make the mistake of using the phrase "it'll get you out of my hair," of which I haven't got any. So
yeah.
I'll give him
you
that.
opened yourself to that.
Yeah.
It's Monday morning. Just. While Worksop sleeps, Robin Spence hunt a stolen car. Their unmarked X5 is the only thing on the road.
Hell?
But not the pavement.
Oh my God.
Bold as brass, one bike with 3 Berks in balaclavas.
Got to males masked up on a motorbike, Turner Road Worksop.
Boot it, Rob.
Where they gone? Look left.
Lights out and dressed in black, they'll take some finding.
There they are.
But the Interceptors have been eating their carrots.
No VRM, it's Gateford Road. It's still going.
Not for long, they're rapidly running out of pavement.
They're off. Get him.
Leaving the driver to Rob, Spence is after the pillion.
Wrong foot.
The lad has a head start and isn't carrying 10 kilos of kit. Which doesn't play well with fences. The suspect's got the drop on Spence.
Still, there's a light come on over there again.
But an intruder light may hold a clue. The Interceptor is putting in the hard yards, but he's lost him. And Spence isn't the only one chasing shadows. Half a mile away, Rob's lost the driver.
Spence, have you got any?
No, mate.
No, mate. Spence was thwarted by 5 feet of fence.
I was hoping I could have just ripped that fence down. Coming to check out some more gardens. That's where he came over, isn't it, there?
If anyone was here, they're not anymore. Rob's also had no joy and tries one last blind alley.
Mate, get on the ground now! Get on the ground! Do you understand?
Yes.
Get your hands behind your back!
Suspected driver nicked.
I've got 135.
Rob's got someone detained.
Have you got it on you?
Got a bag of weed, mate.
Where is it?
In the pocket there.
Which pocket?
Middle back pocket.
In here?
Yeah.
All right.
As Rob leads the suspect back, there's news from a few streets away.
In the last 15 minutes or so, somebody's reported that 2 youths have been seen on a black moped breaking into their car before being made to make off. The road, Carter Road, is only a short distance from here, so potentially they're looking out to do some vehicles over this evening, and we've kind of scuppered their plans.
With the lad handed over to district,
it's 135 and off to custody.
They check out the trash.
Can I rearrange recovery for this scooter, please? I couldn't tell you what make or model it is. It's completely stripped. It's held together with rope and tape. Lovely, thank you. It's all right, heap of shit, isn't it?
Not the greatest getaway vehicle.
Look at the state of it. It's probably 50cc at best compared to a 3-litre X5. Don't think it's going to win.
The ropey scooter ridden by the Balaclava boys was recovered. The lad found in the garden was given a cannabis warning. He was not linked to the scooter nor to the reported car break-in that happened nearby. When interceptors come calling, they do it in numerous ways. There's the polite knock, the big gun hello.
Oh, police! Come to the door! You come to no harm! Go!
And for sneaky surprise visits, they let themselves in.
Police! Police officers!
Is mine a flat or the house?
House.
Superb.
It's Wednesday morning, and after a brief breakfast briefing, the team is preparing to visit a man allegedly involved with the supply of drugs.
Probably start on the individuals. So we need Rossi there, and then from there we'll go.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we're doing a similar thing with it.
To get some waterproofs on.
Raids are like bacon baps, a bit tasty and best served early doors.
You got postcode, Sarge?
Yeah.
And speaking of doors, entry specialist Dave has done his homework on the one belonging to today's suspect.
It's a composite door, which is a really solid, difficult to get into door, where normally the enforcer is struggled to get through with that. So we've got some other kit, we've got some tools, some saws.
In this game, it pays to come prepared. And the team approached the property with more tools than Bob the Builder. The flat's just around the corner and a swift entrance is vital. Smoking. Once the big orange saw has done its work, it's all down to the big red key. A tough nut to crack, but not tough enough. It's an upstairs flat, and they pile up the narrow staircase to catch the suspect before he has time to think.
We've got a warrant to search this address. Okay. Is there anything in your flat that shouldn't be here, or that you won't want us to find? No. I think he was a bit surprised. I think we caught him in bed, which is sort of the idea about coming early morning.
It's not long before the search team turn up a bit of weed, but it's less than they were expecting.
Want to just do us a favour, just have a look under here, I'll lift it.
No stone is left unturned, and more greenery gradually emerges,
Cannabis, right, spirits.
despite attempts to mask its smell. The surprise suspect is off to the nick for questioning.
Found quite a decent amount of cannabis. I've got a quantity of white powder, a knuckle duster. Can be quite nasty if you were to be whacked in the face with one of them. We'll see some mobile phones as well, which will be looked into to see if there's any evidence on those to support the fact that we think he's supplying drugs as well. All round a successful job.
The suspect, who Dave & Co had for breakfast, is under investigation for possession of Class A and Class B drugs. No action was taken regarding allegations of dealing, but raids like these send a message to the wider community.
Oh, police! Come to the door! You come to no harm! Shots fired!
Crime never sleeps.
Why
But neither do the cops.
Police with the dog!
Battling on the front line
He's in the back garden.
are Nottinghamshire's finest. Highly trained pursuit drivers.
Contact.
Oh, God.
Vehicle failing to stop.
Specialists in entry and search.
Oh, there's a firearm.
Rapid response firearms officers.
Do not move! Police with the dog! Get down on the floor!
And the crime-stopping force
Get him up! We get him!
of the dog unit.
Stop struggling!
Wherever the battle takes them, they'll never back down.
Calm down!
Because cometh the hour,
Get down on the floor!
cometh the Interceptors.
Oi, you can get up.
It's a good day at the office.
Coming up,
There's intel around the rider for drug dealing.
the not-so-great escape.
Taking us to a dead end.
A tight squeeze for Rob and Spence.
Gonna get stuck, surely.
And a wanted man caught short.
I'm going down.
stand by. Contact with the subject vehicle.
Wrong-uns risk their lives running away from the cops.
Oh, shit.
And never more so
Yes, motorbike, speed 70.
than when their getaway vehicle of choice has only 2 wheels.
That's the thing with motorcycles, it just makes their life so much more difficult, and that's why they are a menace. They're nimble, they're fast, they can go places that cars can't go. It's inherently riskier if they're on a bike. They know that we have to manage that risk. It just makes our life a lot more difficult.
Rolling out for the afternoon shift are Interceptors Gav Hall and Dan Mottishaw. They're part of the knife crime team, but it's not blades they're after today.
We are in Church Warsop, and we had an intelligence briefing yesterday about drug dealers operating around this area. So we're just in the area seeing if we can see any of those drug dealers.
And they don't have to wait long.
Yes, we've got him in sight towards us now.
There's intel the bloke on the motorbike is dealing drugs, and it looks like he might be carrying.
Got a rucksack.
A speedy Huey, and Gav hatches a plan.
Grab him now, yeah? You want him?
Can do, yeah.
The boys make their introductions. But the suspect's not interested in a meet and greet.
Failed to stop.
The Honda 125 has the edge from a standstill, but Gav's Volvo XC70 trumps its top end.
Got motorbike failing to stop, Church Road from Church Warsop back towards Warsop. It's advanced driver, advanced vehicle, SIPS trained.
Gav's a highly skilled pursuit driver with 15 years' experience chasing down Nottinghamshire's bad lads. And he's trained to keep a safe distance from the bike without letting the runaway suspect out of his sights.
Current DRA is low, and it is a left.
The suspected drug dealer now swaps the tarmac for the pavement.
Vehicle's still failing to stop, currently medium risk, and we are right.
Whatever's in Biker Boy's rucksack, he's desperate to keep it from Gav and Dan.
There's intel around the rider for drug dealing. He's wearing full protective gear and a helmet.
Which is lucky. It's a nasty looking crash, but amazingly he's up and off. Gav's hot on his heels, closely followed by Dan. But their stuntman suspect has somehow shaken off his smash to give them the slip.
3110. Smel's gone to ground. Need to get some containment on.
It seems he aimed to lose the cop car on the narrow path, and though it looks like a collision, he slammed on the front anchors, narrowly missed the van, but has flipped over the handlebars. They think the lad's gone to ground somewhere on this street. Gav covers the rear while Dan heads round the front.
The vehicle is crashed.
Come down if you want.
Bro, I can have a look.
Dan the man is well trained in all the toys: Stinger, performance car and taser. And it's the latter skill set that's about to come in handy. All's quiet in this garden, but next door... Gav's on his way. But it looks like 50,000 volts of persuasion has done the trick.
Right, go to my colleague. Go to my colleague.
Yeah, mate, I'm coming.
Gav, come round to me. Now detained in H.
The wheels have come off his day.
Right, mate, you're under arrest, mate. Failed to stop. Dangerous driving.
Evel Knievel's nicked for his stunt riding, but there's the little matter of suspected drug dealing, and something's missing from this picture.
We're just going to search the gardens. He's ditched his rucksack.
The hunt is on for the missing rucksack.
He's going to that next bit garden is supposed to come.
If you see anything that doesn't belong to you, don't pick it up, mate, because we might need to just like check it for fingerprints and what have you. But he's possibly ditched a rucksack, so.
If they don't find any drugs, they'll never nail him for dealing.
When you've seen him, has he had a rucksack on?
No, I've just seen it. I heard a noise.
Yeah.
The bin.
Yeah.
And he jumped over there, then he heard a noise. And then it...
OK, so he's come from that way, has he, then?
They know his rough route through the back gardens and soon spot his helmet.
No, if you leave it there, we'll come and grab it, Doc. He's obviously been able to get his motorcycle helmet over there, so his bag's going to be close by.
Sherlock Gav to the rescue.
You got the bag?
Yeah.
Sound.
The bag's been ditched near to the helmet at the end of a garden. It looks like the lad's been caught red-handed.
Got his blood all over it.
Yeah, there's
Load of gear in here.
Wonder Wheels will shoulder the blame for a massive bag of weed.
Basically, we saw him carrying this bag. There's probably about 40 or 50 deals of cannabis already made up, so the intel that he's dealing cannabis is correct. He's going to have difficulty saying that it's not his bag and he hasn't pulled it there, because it's going to be his blood that's all over it.
Time to reunite the rucksack with its owner.
This is my colleague. Right, you're also under arrest on suspicion of possessing cannabis with intent to supply it. Just remember you're under caution, OK?
He's facing serious charges, but it could have been far worse.
How bad are your injuries? Did you knock your head out?
No.
Oh, yeah, of course you have. All right, nice one.
His helmet might have just saved him from serious injury. And Wonder Wheels is the gift that keeps on giving. A search of his home turns up yet more evidence.
So we did a Section 18 search of the property. We found quite a large quantity of cash. So it's all bundled in sort of like £100. So it's quite a decent amount of cash there. A bit more cannabis. That's been seized just there. And then there's a load more change as well.
The suspect's bloods came back over the prescribed limit for cannabis. He was sentenced to 80 hours unpaid work and banned from driving for 20 months. He's still under investigation for possession with intent to supply a Class B drug. Still to come.
Which one's that? Which one's that?
That's unlocked the...
Interceptors hunt a high-risk wanted man one step at a time.
Take your time.
He's going.
And will it be a narrow escape for a nippy merc?
We're not going to get through there.
It's estimated in England and Wales there are 2.3 million adults who have experienced domestic abuse in the past year. And during the coronavirus pandemic, calls to the National Domestic Abuse Helpline increased by 65%.
Statistically, domestic violence has led to a lot of murders over the years. You know, that's how serious it can get. We've learned as an organisation over time that we need to try and stamp out domestic violence as early as we can and protect the victims. So we do take it very seriously and we do put a lot of time and effort into finding high-risk domestic offenders.
Strap the A60, yeah?
Yeah. Interceptors Lewis Marshall and Darren Chalky Chalk have information on the location of a man who belongs behind bars.
He's wanted for high-risk domestic offences where I think he's punched a female, burglary and some other bits and bobs.
Shockingly, the bloke is suspected of assaulting his pregnant partner, and he's believed to be at her house now.
Classed as high risk, so it's definitely one we want to try and get as quick as we can.
Lewis likes a shandy, but there are no half measures when it comes to locking up Not's most wanted. He's all business in uniform.
Smithy will be with you in about a minute.
They need to get there fast.
Right here. I'll bang these off now, only around the corner. 2210-6.
It looks like Lewis and Chalky aren't the only ones who want to feel his collar. There's no answer at the door, but there's another means of entry.
Which one's that? Which one's that?
That's unlocked.
Via the bathroom window.
One on the door.
Get it on the windowsill.
They don't know if the dangerous suspect is home.
Let's get some push up on it.
Interceptor Danielle must tread carefully.
That should just pop open.
Take your time.
Just concentrate, mate. Nice. Right, who's quickest up there?
Oh, good, mate. Danielle went straight up there.
She's about half my weight.
Backup isn't far behind, and just as he reaches the ledge...
The address is clear.
The suspect has scarpered. It's now an urgent manhunt.
Need to find the car, don't we?
Yeah.
Chalky and Lewis search for the man's motor, which is soon spotted a few miles away by dog handler Duffy.
Duffy's found the vehicle, although it's unoccupied at the minute. So we're just going to go and help, see if we can figure out maybe if he's got in a house or something.
A fresh lead. Their suspect's been spotted at a different address, but it seems he's one step ahead of them again.
Duffy's window at the back is wide open. Every chance we've jumped out here.
2-2. We're just literally around the corner.
Looks like he's at large in fields behind the house. A job for the dog unit.
Is Duffy gone around here?
But after a good nose around, there's not a sniff of this slippery customer. The Interceptors are desperate to get him in cuffs before he offends again, and help arrives from the mobile drone unit.
There is a lot of fields over there. Yeah. Whether it's worth you just having a flyover. Yeah.
With the eye in the sky searching from above, and officers continuing the hunt on the ground.
Is there any sheds?
Just gonna have a look.
They receive some intel. The suspect's hiding in a house further down the street. Lewis approaches a couple outside the property.
We're looking for Nathan.
Lewis is going in and calls for backup.
Watch his front door for us.
The wanted man successfully dodged the cops all day, but there's one thing he couldn't avoid.
Sort yourself out, Gatty.
The call of nature.
I'm going now, I'm too.
And to make matters worse,
We have to find something, don't you, mate?
Lewis's immediate concern is the man's personal hygiene.
Wash your hands as well before you come out. Don't act up, right? I'll be right with you.
Despite being caught in a compromising position, he's still potentially violent and tasers are drawn.
Just come out this room. We've been out here, haven't we? I'll let you do your business, haven't we?
I've just, yeah.
Right. Turn around. Your hands behind your back, small back.
Finally, his hands are going where they can't cause any more damage.
What was it about?
He might have come quietly, but this lad's wanted for serious offences.
At the minute, you're under arrest on suspicion of domestic assault, OK? And you don't have to say anything with arm your offence. We don't want you to question something which later on in court. Anything you do say, maybe give evidence to understand.
And it's not just domestic assault on his rap sheet.
You're also under arrest for theft. You're still under caution. I think that's from the co-op at Skegby. OK?
With the locals irate at the eye in the sky.
It's going. It's gone.
Dickhead. What are you laughing at?
It's time to take off.
Let's go. Let's get him out.
Let's go.
Yeah. We've got a car for him. You're in this black Volvo.
A quick debrief.
Thanks for help.
Right. Where was it?
On the toilet.
And it's a good job in every sense.
Do you understand what you've been arrested for? Why are you here?
Yeah, domestic.
Yeah, okay, so there's an allegation of ABH.
It's taken up a significant amount of police resource, but this bloke is now where he belongs.
When you find out that there's an individual who's wanted for a high-risk domestic assault on a pregnant partner, that's what our job's about. They're the sort of individuals that I personally would like to go after, and it's satisfying, isn't it, when you do put the work in and you get the result. So from a personal point of view, yeah, it's a good day at the office.
He was found guilty of assault by battery, theft from a shop, and being in breach of his court bail. He received 3 months at Her Majesty's pleasure.
We're going to head towards this camera activation at Woodthorpe on the A60.
It's the wee small hours in Nottingham. Interceptors Rob Ely and Spencer Pugh are responding to an ANPR hit nearby.
So, just had a camera activation in the north of the city with information that suggests there's a wanted male on board, classed as a high-risk perpetrator. There's intel that he has previously spat in officers' faces on arrest and alleges that he swallowed razor blades.
They suspect this nasty piece of work is in a brand new 30 grand black Mercedes A180.
Yeah, 1.4 turbo, so
Probably nippy, knocking around, but
The speedy Mercs pinged another camera and the boys are closing in.
that's it.
Game on.
We're behind it now, Radford Road towards Gregory Boulevard.
Signs are the suspect behind the wheels clocked them.
he's going. Vehicle is failing to stop at Radford Road towards the police station through a red ATS.
Spence takes over comms so Rob can concentrate on the driving.
It's just past at Radford Road Police Station to the near side, still failing to stop. Road conditions are damp, no other traffic on the road.
This bloke's obviously read the bad boy's handbook and takes the pursuit onto the side streets.
It's a right onto
Ealing
Street. Stand by, it's left onto Liddington Street.
He seems to have a good knowledge of these roads, but after flying through a give way, has he made a schoolboy error?
It's a dead end. Taking us to a dead end.
But there's life in the chase yet. Deep breath, guys.
It's going to get stuck, surely. We're not going to get through there.
Nope.
We've lost him. He's gone onto Zulla Road, gone down a footpath.
The chunky X5 might be the cream of the police crop, but it's not designed for 6 foot wide footpaths. And there's only one way out. Back the way they came in.
Towards Zulu Road, we've lost sight of him. We're stuck on the footpath.
Other units will have to take over as Rob tries to reverse out.
Is he out for it?
Negative, he's still in the car, he's managed to squeeze his car through. He's going to have significant damage. Our car's too big to get down the path.
And it might be too big to get out of the path.
Oh shit.
The wing mirrors are goner.
Push it back, mate.
But they're finally out. A quick look at the damage.
It's not going to fix, is it?
And it's back to the task at hand.
He would have come back out onto Nottingham Road. It was his only way through.
But Slim Shady has done one in the night.
Frustrating. So frustrating. He's got away purely because his car is smaller than ours. You never like to lose a pursuit, do you? You always want to catch them, particularly when they drive so dangerously.
Just surprising as well that he was prepared to put his brand new Mercedes down a really tight footpath.
Another unit finds the car dumped nearby.
And why he's ditched it so soon?
Probably expecting more cars to be in the area, isn't he?
He's done a rear tyre, completely fat as pancake.
Rob and Spence may have lost a mirror, but on reflection, the Mercs come off much worse. And though the wanted man slipped the net for now, Rob concentrates on the positive.
He's wanted some serious offences, obviously for the reason why he's failed to stop for us tonight. And yeah, he's frustrated us because he's got away, but we've got his car, and that's going to cause him a great deal of annoyance. You know, if you look at the state of it, it's being dragged off, he's damaged his tyres, scratched the side of it. It's a nice, new, brand new car. So yeah, hopefully we've frustrated him as much as he has us.
The Interceptors eventually got their man. While they couldn't prove he was driving the Merc, he was pinched for other offences and went down for over 2 years. Still to come.
Do you have insurance for this vehicle?
Computer says nicked.
No, for this moment, no.
No.
Brakes on the road are few and far between. But Phil and Paul have just polished off some muffins. But before Phil can sip his hard-earned coffee,
Hot crutch.
this Merc triggers his spidey sense. They tail it onto the main road.
Just remember, I've got hot coffee here.
There's 4 people in it. It's all over at road swapping lanes. We'll go for a stop down here.
I've not failed to stop, but coffee's in my hand.
Blues and twos have the desired effect, and Phil's precious coffee survives.
Hi, driver, all right? You got your driving licence on you?
He has a licence, but it wasn't minted at DVLA Swansea.
Albania. Just take that out for us. Thank you.
Oh, chap, just take the seat out for us. Just come out. Put your handbrake on. Do that rolling away. English?
No, understand.
A little bit.
Little bit.
Right. Driving licence?
Yes.
What country?
Albanian.
Albanian.
Yes.
Have you ever had a British one?
British, no.
Yeah, no. Okay. Are you insured? Insurance?
It's slow going.
He's not named on the insurance, no.
No. How long have you been in the UK?
One year.
1 year?
1 year.
Say Albanian?
Yes.
Cool.
Google Translate to the rescue.
Do you have insurance for this vehicle?
No, for this moment, no.
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 Okay.
Oh dear. Also, as he's been here longer than a year, his Albanian driving licence isn't valid. And Paul suspects he shouldn't be here at all.
Has you got your ID card on you? Or passport? Can I see it, please? I'm going to ring immigration.
Cool.
Immigration's what you need.
So while Phil weathers the rain,
Oscar Tango 82 and H.
Paul keeps dry and calls immigration.
Alpha Romeo 239.
Does it say when he came in at all?
There's no trace of it at all.
Oh, right, OK.
You got your ID?
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
In fact, we've got 4 Albanians in the car, it turns out.
We need to hurry up, otherwise this coffee's going to be cold.
Kids, just 1 second, I'll get my colleague to ask. Phil?
Yep.
Are they working, do you know?
Bear with me a second.
He's just going to go and ask.
Okay. Are you working?
Yes, man.
What do you do?
Painting.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes, they work for a friend as painters and decorators and paid 80 quid.
All right, he's a painter and decorator.
Right. Thanks, mate.
Sorry, I'm sat in the car, my colleague's elsewhere. Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing the running. Has he got any family in this country?
Hold on a minute. Do you have any family in this country? No.
No.
So my mate's outside checking the car with the driver, and it's raining, so I'm sat nice and warm in the car.
With the help of this rain-drenched runner,
Okay.
Paul establishes the stone-cold truth.
Phil, do you want the bad news?
What's that? Hold on a minute.
Mind you don't get wet, Paul.
It's saying he's here illegally, so you can be detained, so we're just going to check the other three.
Just the driver, or all of them?
Well, we're going to check the rest in a minute.
Marvellous.
Running the passengers through, it looks like they, too, may be here illegally.
Is it all four?
All four.
And while they wait for a van, it falls to Phil to distract them in the rain.
What's weather like over there? Raining or sunny? Rain, what's doing now, weather?
Shit.
So, yeah. Dull, miserable.
Cavalry on scene, Paul finally gets his feet wet
Just undo your seatbelt.
to escort the Albanian quartet to the van.
Take a seat. OK, I want you to listen to what I'm going to say. How good's your English?
Oh dear.
Not very good? OK, I'll use Google Translate then.
I wonder what they call déjà vu in Albania.
This is the police caution.
It's not Albania.
What? Oh, sorry. Romanian. Albanian, let me change it.
While Paul and Google grapple with the charges, there's another problem for the driver.
Pass me the cannabis. Whose is that? It's yours. Right.
Which is bad news in any language. The Albanian four are off to custody, and Phil finally gets back to his coffee.
That's already cold.
I've typed an update on the job.
I'm glad I put my fleece on now.
The Merc driver had his car seized and was reported for driving without insurance, without a licence and with defective tyres. He also got a cannabis warning and was released along with his passengers to immigration officers. Phil's cold beverage was destroyed.
£3.50 that coffee, and I had 2 sips of it.
Still to come. A bloke's lost for words over the fake plates in his boot.
Have you got some plates in the back of it?
It's late evening in central Nottingham. An Audi has just booted past Interceptor Jen House in the unmarked Skoda. Bad move.
NH Delta 22. Can I have a code 2, please, on Queen's Road?
Work's all about those little moments of joy.
Yeah, S4 registered tuning. No insurance to view. Oh, yes!
And this is one of them. The moral of this moment, if you boot past a cop, make sure you're insured.
Yeah, mate. So he's just come to a natural stop. I'm just speaking to him now. You all right?
Yeah.
What are you up to?
I'm just taking these boys home.
Are you?
Yeah.
What are you stopping here for?
I've got
him on knee.
There's a cash point anywhere.
This has got no insurance, this car. Unless you've got a trade policy.
Trade policy.
Right, so would you mind taking your keys out and coming to speak to me on the side of the road? Is that okay?
Yeah, fine, that's it.
The bloke claims to have trade insurance, but no paperwork to prove it.
He's definitely showing no insurance. That confirmed. It's also notified off-road. There you go, it's notified off-road as well.
Whatever the insurance situation, the car's registered as being off-road, and that's exactly where it's going.
What are you going to do? You're going to take it and
I'm going to have to, aren't I?
Yeah.
District deal with his passengers while Jen tackles the driver, who, it turns out, is known to police.
What, you been in trouble before with us then for?
A few bits and bobs, any minor stuff.
Like what?
Shoplifting, I think, something like that.
Have you staying out of trouble?
I've been trying my best.
Well, you're not trying hard enough, because Danielle and her colleague have arrived to spot something amiss with your iffy Audi.
You got some different number plates on that. What's the take for them?
I don't know, it's like that when I got it.
The number plate has a strip commonly used to attach false plates.
Right, is that what they do?
Oh, come on, play the game. You know what to do, don't you?
Something like that, mate.
It's a technique used to disguise the real identity of a vehicle.
No.
They give the car the once-over.
You alright? You look a bit nervous. Why are you nervous?
I'm nervous.
You keep coming across as a little bit nervous.
6 coppers around the car.
His attack of nerves may have something to do with the contents of his boot.
So that VRM should belong to a green Corsa registered to
Have you got some plates in the back? Have you got some plates in the back of it?
He denies all knowledge of the plates.
What the fun?
Huh?
What the fun?
What do you think?
I ain't got a clue, darling. I can't tell you what.
It turns out the number plates have been used in crime.
What we got?
They've been on another car that's done a bilking.
A bilking is when a car makes off from a petrol station without payment. But they'll need more than just plates in a boot to press charges.
There's no evidence at the moment, so James is just looking to see if we've got any CCTV pictures of the offenders, basically, to see if we can arrest him. There's strips on the front of that plate which indicate that other registration plates have been stuck to the front of it, which is a bit of a giveaway.
They'll need to further investigate the petrol thefts. So, for now, it's a case of seizing the car.
Are you free to go? You want to get what you need out your car?
Yeah, I will do.
It's your lucky day, I think.
Okay, it sounds like it.
Yes.
Right.
One last simple task for Jen.
I need the keys.
What for?
So I need to take it.
Right.
Come on.
Or maybe not.
Why? What do you give me keys for?
Because we need to take the car, don't we?
Unleash the power of persuasion.
If you don't hand them over, I'm going to lock you up. Right, go on then.
Sorted.
Don't drive the car.
All right, see you later. Ta.
The car is seized and it's been a good night's work for Jen and the team.
We've got a lot out of it, and we will go and see him at a later date to see potentially what he's got to say about the plates that are in the back of that car that have been involved in theft of petrol from petrol stations. And so yeah, we'll let the officers that are investigating it look at it, and hopefully they'll get some result from it.
The suspect was issued with a summons for driving with no insurance. He awaits his day in court. No further action was taken in regards to the bilking.